the simple kit of spiritual tools laid at our feet. So, um, drunk or sober, there is that hopelessness. And then also, what is required for me to change, and it's my only solution. We have found much of heaven, and we have been rocketed into a fourth dimension of existence of which we had not even dreamed. So that's when we take action. That's why action's written next to that. And the question written next to it, have I done this before? The great fact is just this, nothing less, that we have had deep and effective spiritual experiences. Have I, is the question next to it, which have revolutionized our whole attitude toward life, toward our fellows, and toward God's universe. The central fact of our lives today is the absolute certainty that our Creator has entered into our hearts and lives in a way which is indeed miraculous. He has commenced to accomplish those things for us, which we could never do by ourselves. So, if I'm hearing anything but how to have a deep and effective spiritual experience, then I'm hearing middle of the road. And that's to this paragraph here. It says, if you are as seriously alcoholic as we were, Q, am I, we believe there's no middle of the road solution. So check what's written on the side again. We are in a position where life was becoming impossible, and if we had passed into the region from which there is no return through human aid, we had but two alternatives. One was to go on to the bitter end, blotting out the consciousness of our intolerable situation as best we could, and the other to accept spiritual help. It's fully explained on Appendix 2, page 569, if you want to go up and look at, the paragraph above. It says, had deep and effective spiritual experiences. Fully explained on Appendix 2, page 569. This we did not because we honestly wanted to, and that's accepting spiritual help. And we're willing to make effort. So, am I and do I want to are the two main questions there. Some stories now. A certain American businessman had the ability, good sense, and high character. This was Roland Hazard. He's talking about. For years, he had floundered from one sanitarium to another. He had consulted the best known American psychiatrist, then had gone to Europe, placing himself in the care of a celebrated physician, the psychiatrist Dr. Carl Jung. You can look up both those guys, Roland Hazard and Carl Jung, who prescribed, really, he treated him psychiatrically. Though experience had made him skeptical, he finished his treatment with unusual confidence. His physical and mental condition were unusually good. Above all, he believed he had acquired such a profound knowledge of the inner workings of his mind, the ego is written next to that, and its hidden springs, that relapse was unthinkable. So he had knowledge about it. He had self-knowledge, really. Nevertheless, he was drunk in a short time. More baffling still, he could give himself no satisfactory explanation for his fall. So he's having the mental defective experience. Why do I admire people with no answer? And that's to this sentence here. He returned to this doctor whom he admired. Why do I admire people who have no answer? Probably the doctor, Carl Jung, was pretty well known, and the ego helps there. Asked him point blank why he could not recover. He wished, above all things, to regain self-control. Lost the power. He seemed quite rational and well-balanced with respect to other problems, yet he had no control, circled here, whatever, over alcohol. Why is this? He begged the doctor to tell him the whole truth, and he got it. The doctor's judgment was he was utterly hopeless. He could never regain his position in society, and he would have to place himself under lock and key or hire a bodyguard if he expected to live long. That was the great physician's opinion. Step one. But this man still lives, and he's a free man. He does not need a bodyguard, nor is he confined. He can go anywhere on earth where other free men may go without disaster. Q, how did he do this? Provided he remains willing to maintain a certain simple attitude. Some of our alcoholic readers may think they can do without spiritual help. Let us tell you the rest of the conversation our friend had with this doctor. The doctor said, "You have the mind of a chronic alcoholic. I have never seen one single case recover." And it says next to it, "Can I quit forever without spiritual help?" And you are screwed. This is the alcoholic's insanity. No single case recovered where that state of mind existed to the extent that it does in you. Question mark. Our friend felt as though the gates of hell had closed on him with a clang. And the cue here is his inner concession. He conceded to his innermost self that he was a real alcoholic. He said, "Doctor,